I've done my shopping in SNR, and I just had a quick look before I get in drive on, that I don't understand why I sound so bitter about old B. I could never ask for a better husband than old B. I just love the man. And so we are like soulmates. We've been married for 23 years. So I don't understand why like a comment was left. I don't get what you're up into, in which what is the bitterness on. I don't have anything to be bitter. Going down to my fencing project. Today is August 5, Wednesday, 2020. Tomorrow, Thursday, we will be paid on my share of the mangoes, and so is Junelle and Julito. Julito's family, or Julito's wife, is the one who's spraying our mangoes that I allow to spray, because I'm quite pleased to know, since we are producers here, there's a piggery, farms, livestock, chicken here, and a lot of my farmer neighbors are quite pleased that since people cannot go to work because of the GCQ, they just have skeletal works or work at home. A few has been buying their livestock, their crops, for business. Like yesterday, the piggery here have sold 4 pigs because the buyer will be butchering them and selling them for meat, getting it from them. So they're quite pleased about it. Like the cows, goats. I mean, the actual people are now the one retailing it for them from other parts of the city. And although in here, they still do their butchering and selling it for meat, but it seems to be the producers are thriving. So it is quite pleasing to hear that my neighbors are not struggling because they are not working, they are only producing. So I'm here now on my fencing project. I see the multi-cabs there. So this is what happened. How many times I told him yesterday, like 8 times, to follow the line, but he wants to follow his own line. Now he's digging it up again because it's not following the line. So this is what he's done this morning. The last file was done on the side, and you can see the rebars going through. 3 rebars, horizontal rebars going through. So starting here in the bottom has made an effect because he can now just file that panel as well, basing on the line of this panel. And as for Willie, he continues to clear here and file it up, ready for it to be dried up and burned, because it's just weeds. The one that's concerning people, that what I'm tracking, the digging over there, it's not actually the digging, it's the rubbish that I'm piling up there. So you can see there's still a bit of the rubbish here that we will be burning up, but the clothes, shoes, and broken plates and glass, that's the one that we're trying to file on their side. Otherwise, they will think that it's okay to do that, when that's 101. Cleanliness is not to throw your garbage in everywhere, because there's a collection every Friday. So he now had to redo again his digging because it's not online, because he insists that he knows what he's doing, that he can see the line, but I know he's cross-eyed. It happens so many times, but it's just ridiculously stupid that we have to repeat this over and over again. And that is one of the problems that you're gonna encounter when you're building here. You're gonna encounter people like the Lloyd that thinks he knows what he's doing and will not heed instruction until the time that he has to repeat what he's doing, instead of just doing it at once. Just have to repeat, because a simple thing that you need to follow the line, cannot even understand it. So hopefully this panel will also be filed this afternoon while he continues growing this one, the third file, to meet on the other one. So this is how it looks like from this side. That's 3 blocks down and another 3 blocks down as we go down. Kay kana imong, so you can see how far out he is. If you're looking at the line, he just cannot understand it. Basta mo to yung giingon Junel, ang horizontal lapas jud sa kolom
para matupot.
What you're looking here is the gyoza that my daughter wants for breakfast because she's into Japanese. And later I'll be buying takeout for the old B because old B reckons I can't cook. So he rather have takeout Indian. But you know, look, this is Japanese gyoza. And in here, this is my food. Chicken pepper steak. But in bite sizes because I don't want it like steak size because I want it well done. And this is how my kitchen is. We are like international kitchen. Different dishes. So later he will have Indian and I will have any Filipino dish that I could make. I'm going down to the city. This is my ACQ pass day because my number was, the last number is odd. So it's odd Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So right now, they are very strict with the passes. That's what we heard because one of the fishmongers has been in prison for 2 days because no passes and no registration for his motorbike. So he had 2 days in prison and you'll be put in a public elementary school because there's no school right now. So I'm gonna have to stock up again. This is the first time after a month that I go to SNR. I'm gonna stock up on dog food because as you know, Manila is back to MECQ and some places in the north like Rizal. And so there's a big possibility that we might go back to that again and we all lock down. So it will be right that I'll be stocking up, especially on my dog food because it's so hard to wean the dogs on a different kind of dog food, and you have to mix it like a week before they get used to it. They might even reject it because SNR dog food, I know that they'll eat it. And so you can see there's a house being built on the side of here, and that's the progress of my gate. So he is now doing the paneling of it. So I'll just have to go. I'll feature that gate when I go back, because there is still curfew even though we are in GCQ. So, and also the banks close at 3, so I need to go in there before it does. What is this? GMC. What a truck. So going back to what I'm talking about yesterday, I think a lot of you has understood that my garden project across where I'm gonna put birds, koi carp ponds and plants, it's not a thing that I intend to be open to the public. It's gonna be just for my subscriber and by 5 appointment only. Otherwise, like they said, I'll be lumbered with the noise, the garbage, and look at it, at the security of my castle. It is right across my castle. And no, it is only for my subscriber, and I'll be filming most of it on my channel as content of what we're doing there on my private garden. So I'll just let this 10-wheeler go, because there's loads of parking. He's gonna go on the right side. And anyway, so that will be a private garden. But if my subscribers and viewers wants to come, they can visit by appointment. And of course, like I said, there'll be cafes there, because there will be caretaker on site, and the wife of Willie is quite a good cook for Filipino dishes. Then it won't take long for her to be trained, like for snacks, French fries, sandwiches. But she will be living on site, because I'll be building them a house, like I built Aloy and Arlene a house, just a standard house, but not sheds. I don't like sheds. They're only for animals or storing tools. I want them to live comfortably. I know I'm giving them a house, and I want them to be comfortable. I might kit them up as well with TV, CTs, like I did with Aloy and Arlene. So they will be the one taking care of the garden, because that will be Willie's job. Alternate with his farming, because I want him to continue his farming as well. Otherwise, he's gonna lose his land. So he's really excited about it, and he's really thankful that him and his wife will now have jobs aside from their crops. So that's the way I help people. I know I got a lot of work around my house. I'm gonna need painting for inside my house, but the trouble is I cannot just hire anyone, because number one, my dogs. It should be someone that's not scared of dogs every 10 minutes, like, you know, because he'll be working around my dogs, and he goes in, the dogs will check him out, and then he will do the job that I want him to do. But painting inside, that the one on my walls, or gardening on my, where I was cutting my ficus. There's always a lot of things to do around your house. I think most of you know. And also, there was a concern that I was throwing the diggings from my wall to the other side. I think you need to know the history, that is the rubbish. I'm just putting it back there. That is not my garbage. And also, if it's the soil, we will be putting it back when the footings will be done. But the garbage, as you can see, it's only done on the surface, taking out the garbage, putting it back where they belong, where did it come from. The old clothes, old shoes, and wrappers, broken plates, broken glass, metal tin cans, pieces of this, pieces of that. So it's not that I'm throwing my rubbish. They're the one that's throwing my rubbish. I'm just returning it to them. So I'm gonna pass this way. I don't think there's inspection here. Oh, what's this? Negotiation. So there's military going around here as well. So this is the bit of rough road that you pass through. That's why I have to slow down on this side until I go to the cemented part of the subdivision Metropolis. I'm slowing down because I'm on my small car. And I don't want it to be broken because it's new. No, it's actually just a normal car, and of course you gotta take care of it. The suspension wise, you don't want to, you know, it's rough road. Why do you have to drive fast? Unless it's an SUV that you just go through, like my old Banger is an SUV, so the suspension is quite good on that one. You cannot feel the holes on the road. This one you can really feel it, like that's why slowing down helps a lot with my back. I don't have a bad back, but it hurts when it's like you're slumping down. So we are on and off rain still in Cebu City right now. It's very hot, but a while ago this morning it was raining so hard. So there's a big pothole here. Okay. So all in all, it's getting exciting here in my Village Park Paradise, and I hope that the building permit will soon be released. That what we're putting in there pending, and now GCQ, I heard that they're now on skeletal work. So the processor was there processing it, and they said that's the one that we need, and then we can start on applying for a public meeting, then that they can quarry the across of my private garden. Look how clear is the sky. Now this is the cemented part now. So I got a lot of stuff to sort today. I might go down again Friday, but today I gotta do some banking, dropping laundry, because I don't want my to be washing the big comforters and all that. He's only washing the one that akin to her capacity rather than those big comforters. They need a proper laundrette that will do that. So you can see people are going out. That's why they are very strict, because a lot of people is going out bored for being so long under ECQ. I already done my banking, bill payments, and other stuff here, and now try to go to SNR to get the most important thing is my dog food. So I'll go and pass this way to go to SNR, and then I'll show you some of the things that available here for the foreigners is gonna live in the Philippines. That's where the best place to get your imported stuff, aside from Londoners, of course. But most of the choices got more choices in SNR. So I'm going this way via Mabolo. You can see there's a lot of buses going around the city now, because some of the franchise of the jeepneys are not being renewed. So like one of our neighbors was not able to renew his franchise because the route is now full up. So the route now where he used to travel for his 13C has now been replaced with a few buses. So that's what the future is gonna be, is buses, not jeepneys, if they are not renewing franchises for jeepneys. Or there are also plans that they can apply for the franchise in the suburb areas, where like Pitos to Guba, because that will be created soon when all this pandemic is over, that the old jeepneys will soon be assigned to the suburb areas without going to the city, because the city is the one that they're avoiding to be clogged up. That's why buses is now the means of transport if the LRT will not materialize. But of course, since franchises takes a long time to expire, so you still see the jeepneys around, because I think 5 years is the expiration of the last renewal, so they still gonna have to finish all that, or the slot for the route should be filled up. So I think that's why if your jeepney is still very much new, you're still gonna renew your franchise. But otherwise, that's all we can have to see now, getting used to jeepney stops replaced by buses. Instead of bus stop is now the bus stops on the jeepney stops. So I'm gonna go by a Mabolo way. As you can see, I'm not gonna go on the overpass towards Ayala. I'll go on this side here. That is the new commercial center apartments that's open. Softly open, but not properly open yet because of this what's happening today. So I don't know if they can survive. Like, you know what the rent of those commercial centers are. So I'll stop here waiting for the traffic to go green. So this is Mabolo Street, Cebu City. This is where you find Sarosa Hotel, or they also call this here Panagdait, but I know this is around Barangay Mabolo. So this is where you find Sarosa Hotel, and you go further, there's the big Shakey's firm there, and then you can see up ahead there's a big building going up. That's the Bamboo Bay. And also this is also the area where you find Sykes, the call center, mostly call center on that building. And of course a lot of car displays and groceries. Car displays there, you can see the auto play sales center, and the Bonifacio district is also located here. If you look at it on the left, that's Bonifacio district. There's another commercial center, and of course the Galaxy Motors, which I featured once in my videos. I will do an update, but you can see they're closed, they're not open yet. So here you can find little restaurants and also ridges where there you can find all different kinds of restaurant in there. That's the Sykes building, and it's known for call center hub. So what are they checking here? So that's the Cebu City going in. So I'm expecting, wow, there's a hole. I'm expecting a checkpoint for Mandaue City somewhere soon. That's all the car areas that selling cars are all closed. So there's the checkpoint for Mandaue City. Oh, the yellow multi-cab wants to go faster. Fine. So this is now Mandaue City boundary. I'm going this way to go to SNR. So this is the Subang Dako extension. I am now in Mandaue City, but this is the not really the Subang Dako extension. I've known this to be AS Fortuna extension, but when you look at their address, they put it as Subang Dako. Perhaps they have a rezoning around here. So there's a big traffic here, so I mind that one. When I go back, I'll go back in a different way, so I won't be stuck on this traffic. So I'm going up here. That's the market that I featured once, but I'll feature it again later on, because there's a lot more subscribers that come in that haven't seen some of those old videos. So when it's not so strict, when I hear that they're not putting people in prison for no proper pass, then I could start to go out. I heard that I got a text, but I won't check until I arrive in SNR. So this is how the traffic's going on. It's not so traffic like the normal, you know, the bumper to bumper headache traffic. But there's still more people. You can see the LTO is now functioning because you have to have your car there inspected and they're queuing up. So I need to have my car, other one, to be processed then. I'll go there when it's like early morning, so I won't have to queue so long. So that's Japan Trade Center. You've noticed that they haven't opened as well. It's all closed. This is the Lugarta Street extension, and this is where you find all the big equipment, 10-wheelers, diggers for sale, the Sumitomo there. And also there's another metal depot that I found in here, the Puyat metal depot, Puyat Steel, Mayan Steel, to see if their steel prices is comparable, better than the one there. Because when I build JT's house, if I know how much rebars needed for the whole house, then I could buy it in wholesale, like I did with my castle. Like I have to reach the minimum because I have to consolidate my imported rebars from them, because they're the one that imports the rebars from Russia. Or I might just stick with the one devils I know. I'll just stick with Worldwide Steel. So there's SNR. I'll wait here. It's red light. So it's a nice day now. You can see it there. Still 52. We're stopped. They start to go. Here inside SNR now, I just picked up 2 sacks of this dog food, because this is the dog food that my dogs are used to, the adult formula dog food. So I managed to put it there in my trolley. You can see all the shed that's made of plastic that they have in here. Look at the sample price. Shed at 75,000 pesos. I've done my shopping in SNR, so I'm going back home now. I go via AS Fortuna way, although it was traffic a while here ago, and it was only caused by a vehicular accident. So I'm gonna go this way because I'm gonna pick up Japanese takeout, and then next is Indian takeout. So you can see it's not that traffic now than a while ago that I passed by here. So you can see this is the main Mandawi Foam area, AS Fortuna. That's the main Mandawi Foam on your right. And as we go on here, if you turn left or right that way, that's going to Sacris subdivision, and also that's the shortcut if you want to go to the, you know, the near the San Miguel. But it's a very narrow road, so I don't really like going shortcut there if it's rush hour, but it's the perfect time right now. But my car is like I got loads of stuff in my car. Like, look, all my other stuff is on the back, on the front, my bags, all the takeout bags. So I gotta slow down because I got loads of items, and I could feel the heaviness on the back of my boot. So I will be stocking up again just in case that Cebu go back to ECQ, and that was really hard. I bought 2 sacks of dog food today, but maybe Friday I'll be buying another 2 bags because that was really hard, that we need to skim for the dogs, because I also make my dog like spoiled, all of them, 14 of them. So I'm almost done. I got 1 more hour before the lad ends for today. So hopefully I could pick up everything. I already phoned up. Then like half an hour before they left, so I could take a coverage of what's done for today. But this is what you see. I've got such a busy day today, as like every day. That's why I'm looking forward to the weekend, like Saturday or Sunday. Usually Sunday is my day off, no filming, nothing, just lazy, waking up late, you know, lingering on the bed, talking with old B. So I've done all my mission today, and still got time if I make it with not much traffic before the boys end up in the village park. And I've done banking, paying bills, shopping, taking up takeouts, all in Mandawi City, Cebu City, Mandawi City. So now I'll be glad to be home, but I could feel the drag on my car. I'm so fully loaded. So now it's 4:14 in the afternoon. So loads of people still selling on the roadside that you can see. The government's allowing it because people are not really back to work properly yet. They're just on skeletal workforce, so they need extra income for that. And that is why, which is also favorable for my farmer neighbors, the livestock neighbors. You know what happened? These people will be buying the supply up there, and they got more customers now than the regular ones that they send on the restaurants, because other people have discovered them that buying pigs, buying chicken up there to sell on to the locals, which is a good idea actually, that they have other customer than the usual market people that buys from the farmers, that buys from the livestock producers. So it is quite a good thing. So we are now stuck in traffic. I hope it's not like this all the way through. I want to reach the boys before they break for 5 o'clock. So I think I could make it. I'll just go by a little bit of rough road. I'll just slowly do that bit, and then on the way through, because it saves me about 6 kilometers if I go that way on the back roads. So this is what they've done for today. I was able to reach them before they go home. Pag-yes ako dong. So you see, this is the last pile, and then this is what Junel's been doing this morning. So he was able to do 2 panels, but it's not quite there yet because this is quite a high wall, and it does need, because if you look at what we've done here, it's 3 down from the other side. So we will be doing the same thing here. So it's getting taller and taller, but you can see what Willie has done. It's all clearing out in here now. So tomorrow, he also keep away the coconut. So tomorrow he'll be back on JT's. But in here, this is what we've been discussing, is like the horizontal bar on the other side, because he made his own horizontals. The one that's protruding from the other wall should also be underneath the file, because it's just a block in between, a block of line. So just one line in between. So I want him to bend that horizontal to go in to the muck. Dukduka lang good. So they have been done for today. But you can see it's getting higher and higher. So we put horizontal every 3 lines. So here he is. So with this one, we have just 2. If you look at it, it's 2 vertical lines, horizontal lines in one line, because of the way it is every 3 lines on this wall, and then every 3 lines on this wall is just, there's one line that meets on the, just one line. But this is now getting nicer. So tomorrow, Willie will be back there when he's done here. And I hopefully, if Junel is working, they can pour another footing beam on that side.